Well, hello everyone. So, earlier today I have just seen Deadpool and Wolverine, and let me tell you, if any movie had to formally introduce mutants to the MCU, I'm glad it was this one. And yes, folks, it marks a number of firsts for the franchise. Not only does it officially mark the arrival of Deadpool and the X-Men into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, after about 3 years of hints to Verena be salty, a possible multiverse saga, but it also hallmarks the franchise's first ever R-rated film. They're also developing a reboot of Blade in the future as well. Oh, and I must say, it did not disappoint in that area either. So it definitely keeps the same kind of blend of gleefully profane, tongue-in-cheek humor and over the top, gory action and violence that people have come to expect from this one, and definitely makes a very entertaining in crossroads roads of the franchise's past, present, and its future. Not just as ever since first Iron Man, but also to the previous characters that were in the under the banner of 20th Century Fox as well. So they definitely made a lot of use of them, especially. Yeah. The main story takes place 6 years after the events of Deadpool 2. Who I kind of figure that even when the ink was still wet on the merger, or that the changes that he made to the timeline planted that seed for this movie in a way, and now it's taking roots. As as he attempts to adjust to the new timeline, I mean, he ends up being reprimanded by the Time-Variance Authority, who want to hold him accountable for the changes he made to the timeline. So he must form a alliance with Wolverine to prevent the collapse of their respective worlds. Since yes, I can definitely say already that Loki, both seasons of it are going to be key to this one, especially the second one. There was another thing I intuited when I first watched the show. Oh, seeing the numerous branches of the timeline, and that's how they're going to be bringing in and these and other characters that they got the rights back to as well. Presumably more to come. Yeah. The he a film was directed by Sean Levy, who is now like the third filmmaker to have one of his movies, and is also one that knows how to play to both the strengths of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman as actors, having worked with them in a variety of films, and in terms of both not just the comedy but all comedy with the mismatch where the foul mouthed Wade is often at odds with the more gruff of Logan, and it was heavily influenced by the classic Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. If that movie also involved trying to prevent a collapse of their respective timelines in 3 days and a bunch of characters getting folded, spin, and mutilated. Yeah, $165 million. You definitely see every bit of that money on the screen. Not just in terms of like the visual effects and a lot of the characters they already hinted at coming back for a long time. But little details that definitely I I found highly amusing. Like you see more than you do in the advertising of like the Liefeld's Just Feet. It's a store that fittingly sells orthopedic shoes and massages. Apparently Rob found the joke actually pretty amusing. I mean, and they found a way to work in a lot of material that they've been trying to get on the screen for more than 20 years. So, and even factoring in that he put up the comic accurate mask, asked for Logan on one of my Coke bottles. Well, just seeing the moment come is just absolutely gleeful. And as for Daphne, well, even before the merger was finalized, she did say that she was on more projects. She never specified what they were. Note to self, finish the Historic Materials event series and talk about that as well in the future. I mean, they definitely found a lot of ways and a lot of variety of in jokes, not just from the previous films, and unspecified timelines, but even things about how they were developed. How I especially was amused by one variant actually calling back to the fact that Jackman is physically taller than the comics version of the character. So much that James Marsden, playing Cyclops, had to stand on boxes out of the shot to not be dwarfed by him. Yeah, and I definitely was like a full capacity. He well, during the showing I attended, all 125 plus of the available seats were filled, and even though one small child had to be he it got fussy before the show even started, like when they're just showing like cartoons and ads. It's the youngest people in the audience were, again, I think teenagers, which again was about the age I was when I saw like a lot of other violent action films from Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and JCVD as well, like online as well as not necessarily online, but on DVD and TV and whatnot. So yeah, and I'll just say, hey, this, I mean, by the first half hour, I mean, if you haven't heard the F word before, well, you have now, and many permutations of it as well. And yes, they definitely lampshade a lot about who's now running the show. Oh, but then again, I would say Mickey has experience going through, jumping across different timelines, lines with Goofy, Donald, and Sora. I mean, I definitely will be keeping an eye on the next Kingdom Hearts as well. Well, I don't think this one's going to be in the game, but it should be interesting to think about what elements they could incorporate, if any. Likewise, between X-Men 97, Heaven, this movie, and finally getting Marvel vs. Capcom back. I mean, the classic installments. Heck, they even expressed interest in making more if the opportunity arose, and I hope it does. My first choices for new representation being the Falcon for Marvel and Leon Kennedy Resident Evil for Capcom. Since, and I definitely think that their plan to only have two or three movies or shows a piece a year is a good way to help alleviate fatigue. Like I said before, it's not just a quality situation last year, but also a quantity one. Like how the reason why I specifically chose my three favorite ones as Guardians Volume 3, Mutant Mayhem, and Across the Spider-Verse, because those are the ones that definitely were the ones that justify their existence the most in terms of quality and doing something unique with the material they were given as well. And as for the multiverse, it's a tool to be used well or used not so well, like any of the other. Like how, like for every Spider Verse or everything, everywhere, all at once, and we get ones like the Flash or that one from Angel Studios that I can't remember the name of. I think it had Sean Astin in it for, though. I mean, come on, everyone loves Samwise, but still, you know, I definitely will say this: as if this is the one movie I'm getting under their banner this year, I am glad it was this one, and so definitely say whenever the opportunity arises for a second viewing, say in August, before I get tickets 89 Romulus, I will definitely keep that up. And given like a new record opening of $205 million, the question is not if it'll be the first one to hit the 1 billion worldwide mark in the franchise, but rather when. So all I gotta say is this was our let's fucking go. My final rating is a snicked of a 4 stars out of 4, 5 stars out of 5, and I will see you all again very soon. So take care, everyone.